One of my favorite lunches to take to work with me is a wrap. And I don't like to eat a lot of wheat. If I do eat wheat, I try to eat whole wheat or rye wheat. But recently I discovered that you can make a really good wrap with quinoa. And it's terrific because it actually holds together and it's nice and light. So you take 1.5 cups of quinoa and you soak it for 8 hours overnight. You can soak it up to 2 days and there's no problem. Just leave it in the fridge and use it when you're ready. And then you drain it out. You're going to rinse it off and drain it out. And with that 1.5 cups of quinoa, you're going to add 1.5 cups of water. Chop up an onion and put that in there and a couple of cloves of garlic. That's just for flavor. So if you don't like onions and garlic, you can skip that part. You could put in a little bit of spinach puree or tomato sauce. Then you add some herbs, a tablespoon of ground linseeds, a tablespoon of olive oil, and a teaspoon of salt. And after you've got that all blended up, you can either use a stick blender or you can use a standing blender, depending on what you prefer. You're going to cook it like you would a crepe. So you've got a nice hot pan. And you need to remember that quinoa takes longer to cook than regular flours. So it's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. And I like a nice big wrap, so I put in a little bit more than a cup. And you're going to let that go all the way around your pan. And I've got that on medium-high heat, medium-high depending on your stove. And then you want to cover it. And the reason that you cover it is so that it really kind of bakes all the way through. With quinoa, you don't want it to just brown. You really want it to bake. So we're going to cover that up and we're going to leave it for about 4 or 5 minutes, see how it's doing, and then flip it over. So it's been about 4 minutes now, and we open this up, and our wrap is getting nice and bubbly. Hopefully it's going to flip for me. If not, it just needs a little bit more time to cook. And this one needs a little bit more time to cook, so we're going to give it another 4 minutes. So we give it another 4 minutes, and it looks like it's ready to flip. Ta-da! Okay, so we're going to let this cook some more because it's really not very good if it has that kind of wet sort of texture to it. And it will be absolutely delicious and make a terrific wrap. So you put your lid back on, give it 4 minutes, check it. If it needs a little bit more time, another 4 minutes, and you have a quinoa wrap.